Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by State Farm Insurance Becky Potsuba Agency, the American of Fort Pierre, Bank West, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Fording Electric, and Gales Gas.
Olsen hands it off for Getz. He'll pull it for a long-range three. Buried by Getz! He's now got 10, and the Governors lead it by 5, their largest lead tonight. And
by American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, First Dakota National Bank, Shane's Pharmacy, and Missouri River Dentistry.
To Williger, she'll spin, kicks it back over. Taylor pulls up for three. That's buried by Graceland Taylor. She's got the Governors up by 6. Taylor's got 5 points.
And by Kruger Contracting, Edward Jones Financial, Lamb Motors, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Todd's Electric, and the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection.
Rebound tipped around, and it's going to be grabbed by the Golden Eagles. They go down the floor with 7 seconds to go. Pass for Fritz, lost the handle of the ball. It's grabbed by Getz with 2 seconds to go. The time will run out, and the Governors will win it 53-51.
And now to the booth we go for Pierre Governor Basketball.
And a good evening as we welcome you here to Riggs High School as the Pierre Governors take on the T-Area Titans this evening. John Winkler alongside Dylan Simmons as the Govs will be looking to stop their 4-game losing streak, taking on the 4-3 Titans for the first time in their basketball history. And Dylan, the Govs, the heartbreaker last Saturday in overtime with 77-73 to Washington. They've had a couple of close losses. You know, moral victories are one thing. I think the Governors are ready for real victories right now.
Yeah, they're ready for real victories 100%, but I think there was a lot of good to take away from that game against Washington. Pierre played their absolute hearts out, and in my opinion, the offense looked as good, if not better, than they've looked all season long. So the key is going to be, can they translate that into a consistent performance tonight and defeat a very good T team here at home?
We're going to talk with both coaches coming up here in just a little bit, but the one thing for Pierre seeing this T team for the first time, it's one thing to see them on film, another thing to see them in person. The other side of it is that T has not played AA basketball before, so this is, and they haven't played a whole lot of AA teams so far. They've played just 4 games inside South Dakota, and that tends to kind of be a little bit unknown of how T is at 4-3 right now. Have they lost to good teams out of the state, or are those records maybe not indicative of as good of basketball teams as there are in South Dakota? There's a lot of factors that go into this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknown factors. When you look at who T's played, like you mentioned, it's been kind of a mixture. Some teams in South Dakota, but a lot of teams outside South Dakota. There are 3 losses to O'Gorman, Marshall, and Western Christian. So they're kind of an unknown team, but we do know this. They were very successful in single A, and sometimes, no matter what division you're in, success carries over. I have no doubt they're going to be a pretty good test for Pierre tonight.
Yeah, and O'Gorman, that lost to the Knights 73-71. We know that O'Gorman is a good basketball team, so that is what's going to be a kind of a one factor, knowing that it's going to be a tough battle here between Pierre and T. We got the pep band going right now. The sophomore game still got 3:07 to go in the sophomore game. It's a 2-point game, so we're hoping that maybe we're not going to probably start on time. It's going to be after 7 o'clock at this point by the time we get rolling. But we're hoping that maybe we can get rolling at a decent time. So maybe a little bit extended pregame show for the Governors and T-Area Titans. But looking forward to this one here at Riggs High School as the Govs playing just their 7th game of the season. Obviously, T-Area playing just their 8th. But Dylan, you and I and DT were talking about at the beginning of this morning that a lot of teams are playing their 10th, 11th ball game. They're at the halfway point. The Governors still only playing their 7th game. There is a busy stretch of basketball upcoming, and no better time to start winning than right now because there's a lot of games in front of you.
Yeah, this is kind of the home stretch of the season as we look ahead. We've got a lot of big opponents coming up for Pierre, and this is the time, especially in the schedule, where Pierre can start to take advantage of some of their opponents. These are games that should be winnable for the Govs, and they're trying to get back in that state tournament discussion, get themselves a pretty good seed, and potentially go after that state crown. And I think recapturing momentum, especially on a losing streak, it starts tonight against T. If they can get this win, especially in a home environment, it carries over into the future. Sometimes sometimes it only takes one win to really light a fire under your team.
Well, Pierre Governors looking for that third win of the season, trying to snap that 4-game skid as they host the TRA Titans here tonight. As the sophomore game's under 3 minutes to go, we'll go ahead and take our first break of the pregame show. When we come back, we will start our conversation with our coaches. First, I'll talk with Coach Weber of the TRA Titans. Then Dylan will talk with Brandon Kusler, the head coach of the Pierre basketball team here as we get set for the Govs and the Titans coming up from Rex High School. Back in 3 minutes with our coaches' interviews. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Joining me is Coach Weber of the Area Titans. Coach, you come in, the first time you get to see the Pierre Governors in person, but obviously watch some film on them. Going into this contest and making the trip out to Pierre, what was kind of the takeaway of getting off the bus after a 3-hour bus ride?
You know, it doesn't affect us coaches as much. We're kind of used to it. You know, I spent a lot of years in Cologne. I'm used to these long bus trips. The boys, we got a lot of football guys. They're kind of used to it. I think we did a good job of making a couple stops along the way and break it up. But it's definitely something that everybody that comes here has to deal with, and Pierre's used to it. So it's certainly an advantage for sure, but not one that we're going to make any excuses for.
Well, this Pierre team 2-4 so far. What have you seen from them on film?
You know, while going off of just what we said, they're playing really well at home. They definitely should have beaten Washington the other day. I think that was kind of a breakthrough moment for their group. You know, they played well enough to win, should have won. Miracle shot by Washington, sent it into overtime. And that was kind of a real eye-opener when watching them. That was kind of the first film I was able to watch because we played Saturday. And I really was impressed with the effort that they played with, the defensive energy that they played with, and their ball movement and player movement. The Olsen kid is kind of the Energizer Bunny, kind of does everything for him, kind of the guy that we need to slow down. But it's a deep team that can do a little bit of everything, and we know we're going to have our hands full tonight.
Regardless of matchup right now, for those that, for Pierre fans that haven't been able to watch T play basketball over the last several years, being the first year in AA, what is about your team? What makes your team click when things are going well? What's the best thing about this T team?
Well, we got a really young team, really inexperienced team coming into the season, but by golly, they play awfully hard. We got some talent. The ball movement, our team really plays well together. We defend at a high level most of the time. A lot of energy that we play with. We got some good athletes. We got some quickness. We're not very big, but we got guys that go get a rebound. We feel good about where we're at. We have a long way to go with this group. We're trying to do a lot of different things than we've done in past years, just because this group is more experienced than groups that we've had in the past. And we're coming along a lot quicker than I thought we were. We've had some nice wins early. We played some real tough games and had a couple close losses, and we're just trying to build off of each and every day.
So that being said, too, now in this game, matchup-wise for Pierre, what does T need to do to kind of limit one offensively, but also be able to push them defensively, too?
The Olsen kid's a big key for us defensively, keeping him out of the paint, not letting him get other guys going. The Getz kid, obviously, pretty key guy there shooting-wise. We're going to have to come out with a lot of energy and effort right from the get-go. That'll be big. And offensively for us, it all just goes down to our ball movement and our player movement. If we are able to do that to the best of our abilities, then that'll give us a good opportunity to get out of here with a win. If we don't, we won't. So those are really just kind of some of those key parts.
Starting to get to the halfway point of the season, injury-wise for T, how's everybody doing? Knock on wood.
Everybody's. We got some aches and pains here and there, some ankles and things like that, but not a concern. Anything that we're need to adjust to.
Overall, then, biggest key tonight for T to get a win against Pierre?
We're gonna have to see the ball go in the hoop. Last couple games, the ball hasn't gone through the hoop to what we expect it to. So just shooting will be big. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you that shooting's a big part of basketball, but it is for us tonight. And then hopefully, we can do the things defensively like I talked about, and come out here with a long trip with a win.
Coach, I appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you.
As Coach Weber, the T-Area Titans, back with more of the pregame show next year on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Rev up your drive with Capital City Ford in Pierre. Dive into our impressive lineup of Ford vehicles, from sleek sedans to robust trucks. At Capital City Ford, we're not just about selling cars, we're about crafting exceptional experiences. Our knowledgeable staff is here to assist you in finding the perfect Ford that suits your lifestyle and budget. Visit us today and let us evaluate your driving experience with Capital City Ford.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
Welcome back here on KCCR Sports. Dylan Simmons along with the head coach of the Pierre Governors boys basketball team, Brianna Kuster. And first question for you, Coach. Coming off the Washington game Saturday, that was a team that you're very familiar with. Now, T is a team that you've never faced off with. I'm curious, as a team, what goes into the preparation process for you guys when you're getting ready to face off against an opponent you have never played before?
I think we take the same approach with everything. It's nice when you've played somebody before, but every year
Game Saturday process for you guys when you're getting ready to face off against an opponent you have never played before?
I think we take the same approach with everything. It's nice when you've played somebody before, but every year it's new. They graduate guys, some guys don't go out, all of that type of jazz. So, I think you approach it all the same. You've got your scout for personnel and their tendencies, and then you go through a few other things as far as their tendencies out of bounds wise, half court wise. If they do some different things defensively and whatnot, but really, continuing to emphasize ourselves as much as possible and prioritizing us establishing our identity defensively and making sure that's a tempo thing that we're looking to push in transition, but those things aren't able to be done until you get things established defensively.
Absolutely. Now, your offense was sensational last game, 73 points total, and it just felt like they were in sync at a level that is nearly indefensible for any team playing against them. How do you replicate that success tonight and avoid any kind of letdown?
It was really intentional by the boys. They were shot ready. They were prepared to shoot. They did the job before they caught the ball. That was something that we had really challenged them with after the Bismarck game. Was we weren't getting enough shots up, and that time it was 63 shots in the Washington game versus the most we had in a game thus far. far was 49 shots. So 14 more shots. We want to be in those upper 50, lower 60 areas. And only 4 of those shots took place in overtime. So really in regulation, 59 shots, that's outstanding. And that tells me a couple of things. We're crashing the offensive glass hard. We had 17 on boards, which was great. We've got to continue to prioritize that. And then also we're prepared to shoot. We're looking to score. We're shooting with confidence, as they should, because we've got a lot of great shooters. We've got a lot of great scorers.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned this in question 1, but you guys have a great offense, but so does T. They have one of the best offenses in the league right now, 62.5 points per game. How do you and your defense find ways to limit them offensively and keep that from becoming as big of a factor?
One thing we talk about a lot, especially with their go-to guys. They've got a couple of guys who can really shoot it from the perimeter and do other things as well, but limiting the shots that they want and dictating more of the shots that we want them to take. The rhythm threes, limiting those and forcing them into some contested jumpers, and then clearing the glass on stuff, not giving them those second, third chance opportunities, because a team that does score the ball well is going to capitalize on those. So we've got to make sure that we're doing the job on the offensive glass and then also on the defensive end of things, and making sure it's one and done, forcing them into those tough shots, and then looking to push the tempo a little bit.
Well, going back to the offense, it's said a lot in basketball and really in any sport, but how important is it going to be for you and your team to get off to a quick start tonight against a high-scoring team like T?
It's going to be, that's always the key, but especially tonight against a new opponent, somebody that we haven't had as much time to prepare for as what we've been having. It's really crucial for us to get going on a solid note offensively, but really establishing ourselves defensively. I know I continue to reiterate that, but it's a point of emphasis for us, and it's crucial for our success. So, getting ourselves established there, bringing the intensity, forcing some things to be difficult for them on the defensive end or on the offensive end, kind of frustrating them early, and then letting things just settle in.
All right, excited to see all that play out tonight, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll take a 3-minute timeout and be right back right here on KCCR Sports.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
It's been told throughout the years that Santa loves milk and cookies. Well, we're not Santa, and we're skipping the milk. Join the Holiday Inn Express, American, My Place Hotel, Dakota Prairie Bank, and Shane's Pharmacy for cookies and cocktails tonight from 4 to 7. Food and specialty drinks will be served at each location. It's a night full of Christmas cheer and goodwill. Bring a package of cookies for the pars or homemade cookies for delivery to the Senior Center. So get in the holiday spirits with cookies and cocktails tonight at the Teton Island Businesses in Fort Pierre.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Did you know it is important for your child to see the dentist at the time their first tooth erupt? A healthy smile begins at birth, and there are many variables, from healthy eating habits to good oral hygiene and routine dental care. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer. At Missouri River Dentistry, we enjoy working with people of all ages. Dentistry is our profession, but people are our focus. I invite families to come experience an office that uses the latest techniques and equipment to be sure you receive that healthy and happy smile. To schedule your appointments for your family, call us at 223-2021. Kids love us, parents trust us.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
We welcome you back here at Riggs High School as we continue our pregame show. If you're watching on YouTube or hearing the crowd noise right now, it's still a sophomore game. They are in overtime with 14 seconds remaining. The Pierre will be shooting free throws up by 2, so hopefully they can seal this win and get us into the varsity game. You are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. John Wickler alongside Dylan Simmons. Dylan, a little, you saw an overtime game on Saturday in the varsity side of things, but as both these teams they're in the same boat. Both varsity teams are waiting for the sophomore game to get over with in overtime. But one of the things that it can ruin a little bit of momentum or a little bit of a rhythm that you're normally in, because you see that buzzer go off. Okay, it's time to play. Now you got to wait a little bit longer. You hope that for the Pierre Governors, it doesn't affect them in a negative way.
Yeah, and I was talking about that with head coach Brianna Kusler before the game, obviously, and how that was going to affect the fast start they wanted to do. And I think that's the question moving forward is, how will they come out of the gate? And like you mentioned, you're kind of just waiting there, waiting for that buzzer to sound, get out there on the court. What's the attitude going to be now that you've had to wait a little bit longer? Does that affect the rhythm? We're going to find out.
1.9 to go in the sophomore game, and Pierre is shooting free throws again up by 2. So if they can hit both of them, that game will end. And as long as they don't foul on a three-point shot and a miraculous heave goes in with the foul. But the game should come to an end in the sophomore game. But we look at the standings right now from AA, and where the T-Area Titans sit at number 9 right now. Obviously, they would like to be in that one spot higher, knowing that they'd have a home game in the Sodak 16. Pierre Governors at 15 at 2-4. Now, the one caveat to that is that the Bismarck Governors, who they lost to back on January 4th, it's got their record as 0-0, which then leads to them having a 30-point loss. This will end the game. Almost made a half-court shot, but the game is over, and sophomore team will win in overtime. We are getting closer to the start of our game now. We're about another 20 minutes away, so we're closing in on that start. But the Pierre Governors don't get a normal 33, 36-point loss. Bismarck was 4-2, I think, when they played Pierre. So assuming that they would stay above 500, that should add 6 seed points to that loss to Bismarck, which could jump the Governors up a little bit. So we're still going to keep an eye on that. But overall, for the standings right now, Dylan, Governors only 6 games in. There's a lot of time left to go, but those wins become a little bit more emphasized, because if you don't pick up those wins, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself down far in the standings and on the road in a tough environment in the Sodak 16.
Well, right you are. And I think the biggest thing that Pierre's had so far, they've had a bit of a front-loaded schedule, especially with some of the opponents they've faced. They've faced undefeated Spearfish. They played Washington, one of the best 2-loss teams in AA right now. As you mentioned, Bismarck. The only real outlier is Sturgis Brown, a team that I think you and I both agree they could have probably beaten under different circumstances. That kind of is an outlier, but with the rest of the season moving forward and how good Pierre has been playing, especially offensively as of late, it feels to me me as though they've got the potential to almost win out if they can keep playing at the level they're playing at right now. But you got to keep that momentum going and make sure to avoid any sort of bad game here or there.
Well, they are honoring, I believe, the cheerleaders beforehand, so we're actually going to send things down to Justin Tossison, who is doing the PA right now. We'll send it down to him and to hear the introduction and the honoring of the cheerleaders for the Pierre Governors.
Thanks, Johnson, for preparing a meal for all teachers tonight. Each of our players and cheerleaders have chosen
Make that teacher appreciation tonight.
who has made a positive impact on them and has shared some thoughts on how these teachers have impacted them. Join us in recognizing these teachers. Starting with the cheerleaders, Kylie Daniel. She chose Miss Frank. I chose Miss Frank because I love having her as a teacher for speech and debate. She made the class fun and interesting. She also helped me determining my career and college path, as well as giving me a lot of advice and encouragement. Grace Ingrid chose Mrs. Brazilius. I chose Mrs. Brazilius because not only is she an amazing teacher that everyone loves, but she has personally helped me through one of the hardest parts of my life. She's always there for her students, and she is a wonderful, God-fearing woman. Thank you, Mrs. Brazilius, for all you do. Mackenzie Newell chose Chef Jordan. I chose Chef Jay because she is a kind and genuine teacher. She has an amazing personality and enjoys being in her class. I truly feel that I can be myself around her. Bella Traversy chose Mrs. Benham. Mrs. Benham is the kindest, funnest, sweetest, and prettiest teacher. She has helped me a lot both in and out of the class. She has always been there to help and comfort me when I need it. And now to the basketball players. Sutton Sunshine chose Mrs. Heckenlabel. I have many memories of Shelby growing up as not only a teacher but also as a babysitter. She was such a positive and loving teacher. I'll never forget the days with her when I was young. Cooper Terwilliger chose Mr. Spohr. He has been a great coach and father-like mentor in my life. He continues to make my life better each day. Lincoln Dilges chose Mrs. Brewer. She was my 6th grade history teacher and helped me strive to be the best student and human I could be. Cardinal Shufflebine chose Mrs. Madsen. She was my 2nd grade teacher and she taught me how to be kind and respectful to everyone. She still continues to do this today. Ruth Olson chose Mrs. Rogers. Mrs. Rogers is always energetic and caring when I go to the counseling office. She's a great member for me in many aspects. Carter Merrill chose Mrs. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson is my gut-to-gut teacher and is always teaching me ways to help others and be a more positive person. Bennett Swartos chose Mrs. Keys. Mrs. Keys was my English and speech teacher sophomore year. She always made me enjoy coming to class every day and taught me to always have a positive attitude about everything. Jake Brandt chose Mr. Munson. Mr. Munson is always willing to help me with classes and prepare me for the future. He is always an easy person to talk about anything. Caleb Morris chose Mr. Calda. Mr. Calda is a great teacher and coach. He has not only helped me in school and throughout sports, but he has played a significant role shaping me into a better person. I can always count on his support and assistance no matter what. Sincere Wilson chose Mrs. Blanchett. Mrs. Blanchett is my English teacher, and she has helped me to become a better student in person. Crossing decks shows Mr. Staluka. Mr. Staluka has helped me become the best student person I can be. Brings a good energy to class every day and has made it a good environment for all students. Kaden Ahart chose Miss Armstrong. Ms. Armstrong has helped me become a better person in and out of school, and she has made me the best person I could be. Caleb Lounsbury chose Coach Pachecha and Coach Thorson. Mr. Thorson has helped me both in and out of the classroom, pushing me in every way. Magic has helped me become a better person through thick and thin. I'm thankful and grateful that he is in my corner. Eladio Semental chose Mr. Schwartz. Mr. Schwartz never fails to bring a smile to my face day in and day out. It continues to be my favorite part of the day. Sawyer Sunshine chose Mrs. Bowman. Mrs. Bowman always has a positive impact on anybody that she has taught. Her uplifting voice and smile makes anybody's day better, and I'm thankful for how she has impacted me every day in my life. Gabe Morris chose Mr. Humans. I'm very grateful for the valuable academic and real-world lessons Mr. Humans has taught me these last 2 years. Hard work and the importance of challenging yourself to name a few. Corday Austin chose Mr. Royer. I'm very grateful for having him my sophomore year. He really gets to know his students and has great impact on me and many other students. Time at Ridge. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for our teachers.
So there are the teacher appreciation for the night tonight. So we will step aside. We'll come back in 3 minutes, continue our pregame show as we're about 20 minutes away now. Just now from tip-off between the Pierre Governors and the TRA Titans. Back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones financial advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones financial advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Discover the ultimate driving experience at Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. With our extensive lineup of vehicles, including reliable sedans, rugged SUVs, and powerful trucks, finding your perfect match has never been easier. Plus, our dedicated team is committed to providing top-notch customer service, ensuring your satisfaction every step of the way. Visit us today and experience the excellence at Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota. We welcome you back. We continue our pregame show between the Pierre Governors and the T-Titans. John Winkler alongside Dylan Simmons as you hear the band going on right now. And we are closing in on start time. We're just about right around 15 minutes away from a tip-off between the Pierre Governors and the T-Titans. We look around the states in AA basketball right now. Just one other game going, or a score update for you. Watertown Aberdeen Central, they're midway point of the, getting close to midway point of the second quarter, 19-19 in boys basketball. Jefferson takes on the top team, Lincoln, tonight at Jefferson. Washington is also hosting O'Gorman. That's a big matchup in AA. And Mitchell is hosting the Huron Tigers. Mitchell at 6-1, Huron at 4-2. So some really good games in AA basketball tonight across the state. And Dylan, this is no exception to what should be a good basketball game. And again, the unknown of what T is for the Pierre Governors. We've got to see them play them in volleyball. We see them play in soccer. We've seen them play in football, but not a basketball game yet. So first chance for the fans and for this team to see firsthand what this T-Area Titans team brings.
Well, this T-Area Titans team brings a lot to the table, and when they were in single A, they were a force. Multi-time state champions, and just last year they were in the state semifinals in single A, ended up losing to Dakota Valley, but this team has such a great championship pedigree. They know how to get the job done, especially late in games, and that goes back to their head coach, Drew Weber. In his 6th season, he always wanted to coach single A and then AA basketball, and he's been able to do it with the T-Titans. Now, this is their second worst start in the last 5 years, but you can expect that with some of the tough opponents that they've been playing. The question is, will they be able to handle the AA torrent that they may come up on? So far, it seems like the answer could be yes.
And you mentioned, too, they're one of the highest scoring teams in the state in AA, and for this Governor team, they can be a high-scoring team, but they've got to find shots to go through early on. They don't want to fall in a slump and try to work their way out of it. With a high-scoring team, you've got to be on from the start.
Exactly, and like you mentioned, T is a very high-scoring team. They're currently averaging 62.5 points per game, but Pierre has been pretty good scoring in their own right, 55.2 points per game. I think the big question on both sides, like you mentioned, is going to be the defensive side. Pierre is currently letting up 58.6 points per game, and like we said, T is scoring well over 60 points per game, but T has also given up 50-plus points in 6 of their 7 games this year. So there's a lot of unanswered questions on the defense on both sides, and the question is, which defense will make the key stops, especially late? I think that's going to be the key. Who makes the key stops in the fourth quarter? Because I think this game's going to be close all the way through. Whoever does that may just be able to pull this thing out.
And the Governors, shooting-wise, you mentioned, too, about, we talked about how they shot nearly 40% from beyond the arc and lost in overtime to Washington. The 2 wins, they have shot over 40% from beyond the arc, whether it be, 4 of 10 against Stevens and 5 of 11 against Central. But those losses, other than this last Saturday, under 25% from beyond the arc. And again, Dawson Getz averaging 13.8 points per game. He is doesn't chuck up threes, but a nearly 40% three-point shooter. He's a big guy to be able to knock down shots for this team. You mentioned the defensive stops at the end of the game. Can Dawson Getz, can Luke Olson, Corday Austin, that three-headed monster that scores nearly 10 points per game for all three of them, can they get enough offensive shots to fall late in the game and keep T from making those stops?
Yeah, and Dawson Getz and Luke Olson had phenomenal games against Washington this past Saturday. They combined for 47 points, and really what impressed me was Dawson Getz's ability to get shots to go in from beyond the arc. But when you look at the stat sheet and how many shots that Pierre took from beyond three-point range, it's pretty astounding. They took 23 total shots. That's almost double what they've done in any other game this year. So they were heavily relying on the three-point shot. But Washington let Dawson Getz and Luke Olson take those three-point shots, and we saw that Pierre was able to capitalize. If they can shoot like that again, and if they let Luke Olson and Dawson Getz have theirs, it could be a long night for this T defense.
And again, we mentioned the standings before we got to the teacher appreciation part of things. That T is sitting at 9th place right now at 4-2. Pierre at 2-4, and would assume that T at 4-3, Pierre at 2-4. If you seeing maybe some of that kind of jump a little bit. But for the Pierre Governors, again, these wins are important to get T over 500 and would be right at 500. These are high seed point games. The better the record that you're beating a team, the higher the seed points that you're going to get, and those come and pay dividends at the end of the season when the Governors, whether they're on the road or not, they don't want to be in the number 15 spot. They want to jump up to, 11, 10, 9, somewhere around there. They don't need to be at number 15. It makes that much more difficult to get to the state tournament. So these wins are very important to have right now.
And Pierre's been in this kind of situation before. In Brianna Kuster's first year, they were 5-7, ended up rebounding, have a pretty solid end to the season, got above 500. So they've been in positions like this before with Brianna Kuster as the head coach. She knows how to get this team motivated. She was a winner in her own right. She was a great player at Northern State, well over 1,100 points in her time. So she knows how to get the job done when it comes to winning basketball games. And I think if she can translate that to this team, because we know they have the opportunity and the ability to win, it's just about putting it all together on the court. If she can do that, they'll be a good team tonight.
Pierre Governors, TRA Titans coming up here in just a little bit. We'll take another commercial break here at the pregame show. Back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Back here at Ricks High School as we continue to get set for Pierre and T coming up in just a couple moments. John Winkler alongside Dylan Simmons. And Dylan, I get two-part question is first we're going to ask you about the T Titans. What the biggest key do you think for T to pick up a win here tonight?
I think the biggest key for T is finding a way to stop Pierre defensively and limit the three-point shot. We saw how effective that was against Washington and how much of a killer it was for the Warriors. So if T is going to win this game, they got to find a way to shut down Dawson Getz and Luke Olson from beyond the arc, make them work inside the post to get their points.
Then on the flip side of that, the Pierre Governors, their biggest key to get a win tonight.
I think Pierre's biggest key is kind of just like that. It's finding a way to stop T from getting consistent looks offensively. Whether you got to play zone, whether you have to play man-to-man, find a way to stop them from getting easy shots. Make it contested. Make it hard for them. Don't let them get open looks, because this T team, they will knock down open shots. So always have somebody pressuring whoever is holding the ball and make it hard on this T offense.
Well, we're just about a half an hour behind schedule than what we were originally looking for to a tip-off, but maybe it's going to be a good one to wait on, because the Pierre Governors and T Area Titans, an ESD matchup. First ESD basketball game between these two teams ever, and it's coming up here tonight at Ricks High School. We'll come back 3 minutes from now. We've got starting lineups and the opening tip. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball at KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs.
Biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
And we welcome you back. We are getting set for tip-off between the Pierre Governors and the TRA Titans. Joe Wicker alongside Dylan Simmons. We'll send it down to Brian Munson for the introduction of our starting lineups.
Bringing the spirit for the green and white, fight, Pierre Governors, your Governor cheerleader, Kylie Daniel, Grace Segabrat, Mackenzie Newell, and Bella Traversy. The Governor cheerleaders are coached by Courtney Paulson. And now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting T-Area Titans. A senior guard number 1, Marshall Smythe. A freshman guard number 10, Mitch Grant. A sophomore forward number 11, Griffin Wiggingham. A senior forward number 20, Jackson Merrigan. And a sophomore guard number 23, Gavin Shaw. The Titans are coached by Clay Robinson, Taylor Becker, Kate Stearns, head coach Drew Weber. And now green and white on your feet and scoop instructions. These are your Governor starters. A junior forward number 3, Cordell Austin. A senior guard number 4, Sawyer Sonnenschein. A senior forward number 5, Eladio Silvertop. A senior guard number 10, Dawson Getz. And a senior guard number 23, Luke Olsen. The Governors are coached by Skip Kirk, Rebecca Kaiser, Cooper Hartley, Craig Holman, head coach Brianna Kusner.
So we are ready to roll from Riggs High School as the Pierre Governors will go from right to left. TRA Titans from left to right on your radio dial. 8 minutes around the clock. About 40 minutes later than originally scheduled. But Dylan, we've got some high school basketball tonight.
We do. It's a packed house here at Riggs High School. Let's get it on.
It will be Eladio Simmental against Jackson Merrigan for the opening tip. We're ready to roll from Riggs High School. Governors looking to stop a 4-game losing streak as we're underway. The opening tip won by the Pierre Governors. It is for Sawyer Sonnenschein as he brings it across midcourt over to the right side as Corday Austin, make that Eladio Simmental, gives it to Luke Olson. Back to Simmental on the right wing. He'll take a one spin move around, right-handed layup is missed, and the rebound is grabbed, and then a foul committed by the Pierre Governors as a rebound grabbed by Gavin Shaw, and our first foul will be committed by Sawyer Sonnenschein. An early miss for the Governors.
Yeah, a bit of an unnecessary foul by Sonnenschein that time. Kind of just swiped at the basketball. You got to be very precise when it comes to trying to reach in and take it away. Sonnenschein just kind of missed it that time.
As at the top of the key, Griffin Wiebinga over the right side. Yavin Sean will drive in, kicks it out top right wing, then goes left side as it's on the left baseline. Driving in, Wiebinga off the glass and puts it through. And the T-Area Titans open up with a 2-0 lead. Make that Mitch Grant, that made that shot. Claudio Simental, right elbow, right side for Dawson Getz. He'll drive baseline, kicks it back out to Luke Olson. They'll slow things down here. 7:05 to go in the first quarter. 2-0 lead. Getz pulls up for 3. Rattles in and out. Rebounds grabbed by Jackson Merrigan. Up ahead quickly here, Deshaun. He falls down, lost the handle of the ball, picked up by Sawyer Sonnenschein, who almost walked himself out of bounds, but an early steal for the Governors and a turnover by T. Luke Olson spins inside the paint, off the glass, and good for Olson, who ties the game up at 2.
That was a tough shot by Luke Olson. He was spinning away that time, still somehow had the dexterity to put that thing in the basket off the glass. Great job by Luke Olson.
Underneath the basket with the left hand, Merrigan was right underneath there to make the shot. It's a 4-2 lead now for the Titans.
He's getting a lot of looks underneath the basket early on. That seems to be where they want to attack, trying to target Pierre in the post.
Luke Olson on the left side. He throws it right side. Getz spots up for 3. That one's buried by Dawson Getz, and the Governors take a 5-4 advantage. Getz first points of the Knights.
He had 20 against Washington, and that was his spot, that right wing. That's where he really victimized the Warriors, doing it again right there.
Merrigan pass underneath. That's off the hands, and it will be off the hands of Marshall Smythe, and a turnover by T. Their second turnover here in the first quarter. 5:59 to go here in the first. 5-4 advantage on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Luke Olson trapped at midcourt, able to find Sawyer Sonnenschein, and the Governors will reset the offense here early on the shot clock. So 20 to go on the shot clock. Olson on the left side. Kicks it, Getz, spots up another one. That one's short and rolls off right side. Rebounds grabbed by Merrigan, taken away by Sonnenschein, but he missed the shot underneath the basket. Stolen away, used the muscles, but couldn't finish at the basket. Then the ball's knocked away, another turnover by T. Their fourth one already. Olson goes coast to coast, high off the glass, missed the shot, rebound by Merrigan. Governors with 2 empty possessions after forcing 2 turnovers. Merrigan underneath, he is fouled. And that's going to be the first on Luke Olson, and the second team foul by the Governors with 5:15 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Pierre had a couple chances underneath the basket. First of all, great steal by Sawyer Sonnenschein, but he just couldn't get the finish. And then Luke Olson on the fast break, he's usually money in those situations. Just kind of overran it a little bit that time, couldn't get it to go.
Smythe, he will travel, turn it over. 5th turnover in the first 3 minutes for the T-Titans. A 5-4 lead still for Pierre, but it's been a turnover fest for T-Area so far.
Well, we were wondering if the defenses would play a huge role tonight, and to some degree they have. They're really generating pressure on both sides and forcing these offenses who are usually so precise into mistakes.
Olson, bounce pass, Getz, looks for another one, but that is swatted away by Mitch Grant as it goes out of play, and it'll still be an inbound for the Governors with 22 seconds, but a huge block for Grant.
Yeah, sent that one all the way to Sioux Falls. My goodness.
There's Olson on the right baseline on the inbound. Near that right corner, lobs it out top for Getz. He'll catch. Governor still at 20 on the shot clock and reset the offense as Sonnenschein has it out top. Right side for Luke Olson as he looks inside. He'll drive with the left hand inside the paint. Pass is deflected, stolen away. First turnover by the Governors. Going back the other way for the Titans. Into the corner on the left side. Merrigan will drive, kicks it back out top. Bouncing balls off the shoes of Mitch Grant, but he's able to recover. And he finds it to Smythe as they'll set the offense up with 4:25 to go in the first. On the right side, Sean underneath. This is for Wiebinga. Cutting the basket, foul committed. And to the free throw line will be Jackson Merrigan. First free throws we'll see. Third team foul by the Governors. And that was the second one on Sonnenschein. We'll see a sub at some point here soon.
Yeah, I'd have to say that's his second in the first 3.5 minutes. So Sonnenschein getting a little bit too physical early on, and yeah, here comes the substitute.
First free throw is good for Merrigan. Carter Shufflebine will check in as the sophomore is in for the first time, first sub of our contest. 5-5 our score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. 4:21 to go. Second free throw from the lefty Merrigan is missed, but the offensive rebound's grabbed by T. Back to Merrigan. He went 1 for 2 on that trip, but still a chance for a 3-point possession, maybe a 4-point possession. Fans want to travel, didn't get one on Gavin Shaw. And now they'll set the offense with 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. 4:05 remaining here in the first. Zone defense for the Governors. It leaves Merrigan open in the corner for 3, left it short. Rebounds grabbed by Olsen. Up ahead here for Eladio Simmental. Simmental will drive, pulls up at the elbow, finds it to a cutting Olsen. Shot goes up, it's missed. There was contact, no block, no foul, no charge, whatever it was. It's going back the other way for a T. Ball's nearly stripped away by Smythe, kicks it for Wiebinga for a 3, banks it in. Banks are closed after 7 o'clock, but that one's good for Wiebinga. It's an 8-5 lead.
Yeah, they left Wiebinga all alone that time. Great passing by T as well. Kind of disoriented the Pierre defense. They were trying to focus in the paint, and they got caught napping.
Shuffleby is able to keep the ball away, but then he turns it over as the pass will be taken the other way. Gavin Shaw lays it up and missed it. Olsen will fight for the rebound and grab it back. Second turnover by the Governors, but it doesn't hurt him as Olsen will go coast to coast and lay it in. And the Govs are down by 1. Olsen, his 4th point so far tonight.
Boy, it is hard to stop Luke Olsen whenever he gets on the charge toward the lane, and he immediately took it right to the basket. That's what I love about the way he plays. No hesitation, just goes right to the rim.
In the right corner for 3 for Shaw. That one's missed, and Olsen will grab another board. He'll go up ahead for Shufflebine. He'll slow things down as he'll get to the top of the key and kick it into the corner. As this grabbed by Corday Austin. He hasn't been involved in the offense yet, has Austin. As it's now Simmental that will leave it for Olsen. He's left open, he'll take it. That one just came up short, and the rebound's going to be grabbed by Shaw. Looking for that 10-8 lead for Pierre. 2:30 to go in the first quarter. Wiebinga's got another 3. That one's nothing but the bottom of the net that time, and Wiebinga's got his second 3, an 11-7 lead for the Titans.
They're trying to focus on Merrigan right now. They're leaving Wiebinga wide open, and he's just taking advantage. They're going to have to do a better job of defending him from beyond the arc.
Getz will catch at the top of the key for the Governors. Right side, Austin pulls up for a 3. Corday Austin, that rolls in and out, and the rebound's going to be taken this time by Merrigan again. Bounce pass over the right side for Shaw. Back out top, Smythe, free throw line jumper, high off the glass, rolls in and out right to the hands of Gavin Shaw. Timeout will be taken by Coach Grant Kusler with 1:49 to go, and the Governors are down 13-7. As it is a quick 30-second timeout, we'll keep it here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Defensive rebounds right now for the Governors. They haven't necessarily been hurt too much by that, but I think the effort, or at least the timeout taken by Coach Kusler, is putting a little bit better effort on the defensive glass.
Yeah, I think that's the key right now, is that Pierre's getting out-rebounded and out-physicaled, especially inside, and that's been the difference in this game. T's just playing more consistently right underneath the basket, and that's been the difference. That's where T likes to play. Pierre's letting them get what they want, and if Pierre allows them to get what they want all game, it's going to be a long night for the Govs.
And the T-Titans turned the ball over 5 times in the first 3 minutes, but the Governors had just those 5 points in those first 3 minutes. They didn't take advantage of those turnovers that the Titans gave them early on, and now find themselves down by 6 instead of maybe being up by 6.
But they can't panic in this situation. Even though you're down 6, and T in many ways has some form of control in this game, you just got to play your brand of basketball and not let the moment overtake you.
Shufflebine, that pass is tipped, still grabbed by Getz as he runs inside the paint, floats it to the basket and falls through. Dawson Getz, Luke Olsen have all 9 points so far for the Pierre Governors, down 13-9 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard.
We talked so much about his three-point game, but he's also a great two-point shooter when he gets the chance. Great floater that time.
Pass comes inside, back out top for Smith. They make that right side for Smythe. The 3 is missed, but the rebound's grabbed by T. Another offensive board. Smythe will try at the top of the key this time. That one's good. Third 3 of the game so far for the T-Titans. First one for Smythe, and it's 16-9 for T. Luke Olsen, the left side for Dawson Getz. Work through the screen, kicks it baseline jumper. That one is missed, and the rebound will be a push and a foul committed by the Governors. This will be their 4th team foul, as this will be the first one on Eladio Simmental. That shot was missed by Lincoln Dilgis, by the way, as Corday Austin will check in, along with also Sutton Sunshine checking in.
And I think that's a situation, kind of like what we saw with Sawyer Sunshine earlier on, where sometimes you just got to admit that you're not going to be able to get the basketball. You want to play physical defense, but you don't want to swat at it, especially when you've got your back to a guy. And that's kind of what happened that time, and it cost Pierre a foul.
Final minute of this first quarter is also in to the game late was Caden Aharts on the left side for T, up by 7 right now. They can extend it to a double-digit lead with their 4-3 if they choose to do so. Head fake, driving in, kicking it over, back inside the paint. Smythe's shot misses. Austin had to wait for that to come off the rim before he grabbed it. Down to 23 seconds. Shot clock is off. The Governors can hold for the final shot.
Pierre really needs a shot make here to kind of stop the bleeding offensively and stop this wave of momentum that the Titans currently have. And it looks like they're going to try to make this the last possession if Luke Olson has anything to say about it.
10 seconds remaining. Olson starts to drive. Ball got picked up on the left side of his hip. Aharts picks it up. Now right side. Olson with 2 to go. Fires for 3. Buried by Olson in front of the buzzer. Olson's got 7. Governors cut the lead to 16-12. Down by 4 at the end of the first quarter. We'll step aside for a minute. Come back with the second quarter. Dylan's got it for you next here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre, where exceptional customer service meets an incredible inventory lineup. Looking for your dream car? Our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. From dependable Fords to luxurious Lincolns and versatile Toyotas, we have something for every taste, need, and budget. Experience the difference with us today. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Welcome back to Riggs High School. We are live in the capital city. Dylan Simmons and John Winkler on the call with you, and an exhilarating first quarter between the Pierre Governors boys basketball team and the T Titans. T will start with the ball up 16-12 on Pierre, but a dramatic last-second three-point buzzer beater by Luke Olson cut what would have been a 7-point deficit to a 4-point deficit, and now we've got a different kind of basketball game entering the second. T with the ball. Marshall Smythe has it. Smythe gives it over. Taken up by Rylan Norris, who's just checked into the game. Smythe has it back, trying to go between 2 defenders inside the post, puts up a mid-range jumper and gets it to go.
Easy shot there for Smythe.
Yeah, very easy shot, and he just found a way to get open that time and away from that suffocating Pierre defense. Now the Govs back on offense. A few players have also checked into the game for Pierre. Caden Aharts among those. Luke Olson has it. And he's going to be stripped of the ball by Rylan Norris. Number 13 for the Titans, making a huge impact off the bench early. Here's a three-point shot up and no good from Gavin Shaw. The rebound fought for and taken by Smythe. Smythe gets it on the hop. Now a three-point shot from Norris. Well off the mark, no good. And the rebound by Corday Austin. Austin, and now he loses the ball. Marshall Smythe takes it right away, and he's going to just about dunk it into the basket.
That was one that coach will say, maybe you either got to dunk it or lay it up. Don't try and go in between there.
Yeah, that was some sort of in-between shot, but he got it to go anyway. 20-12 now for the Titans. 6:44 to go in the second quarter. Luke Olson's got it on the Governor lettering. Gets it over to Corday Austin in the corner. Inside, and a foul's going to be committed on Lincoln Dilgis. Foul committed by Jackson Merrigan, it looks like.
First foul of the game for the T-Titans. They did not foul at all in that first quarter.
Pierre will check in Dawson Getz. He will come in for Corday Austin, who heads to the bench. Luke Olson will deliver the inbound pass, sends it up high to Lincoln Dilgis. Dilgis finds Aharts, inside to Getz. Getz gives it back up. Here's Sutton Sunshine, almost went out of bounds, got it to Aharts, and now Getz from the left side. Gives it to Olson, gets a screen. Olson finds Sunshine. Sunshine able to bounce past to Getz. Getz in the post, puts up a mid-range J, no good. And the rebound taken by Jackson Merrigan. Titans back on offense. 6:12 to go in the second quarter. Inside, Norris gets blocked by Dawson Getz. The rebound taken by Caden Aharts. And now Pierre on the fast break. Olsen finds Getz. Olsen's got it back now as Pierre slows down the offense for the moment. Gets inside. Give him back to Olsen on the right corner, driving against the baseline, and he's fouled. And that will lead to an inbound pass. Foul committed by Cole McKinney.
Going back to that last defensive play, that's the spark that the Governors would like to have. Dawson Getz with that block shot really hadn't gotten going defensively. Maybe that can get the start that they need.
They need some consistency on the defensive side, and like you mentioned, maybe that's what they needed. Sun and Shine gives it to Getz. Getz finds Olsen looking for a screen. Olsen driving inside against two defenders. Puts up a shot well off the mark, no good. Had some heavy contact that time, no foul. Titans on the run, fast break, fade away, no good from Webinga. And a foul committed by the Titans on the rebound attempt, Pierre basketball.
After not fouling in that first quarter, we've got 3 fouls by T in the first 2.5 minutes of the second.
Yeah, the physicality for the Titans has certainly picked up. It's like a battle in ancient Greece. Some of you may get that joke. Pierre with the basketball once more as Ahart gives it to Olsen, and Olsen directing traffic, trying to point players where they need to go. In many ways, he's the leader of this team. Bounce pass to Getz, and that pass is taken away. Jackson Merrigan able to get a hand on it. He's got it. Inside, and a shot put up and good from Gavin Shaw, who just moved away from his defender. 22-12 Titans.
Try to force a little bit too much on the offensive side for Pierre, and this defense from T is really forcing the Governors into mistakes.
And now Dill just double team, somehow fought his way through that, but the pass is intercepted. Wiebinga all the way down, and he gets the and one. Coast to coast for Griffin Wiebinga, and he's got a chance at a three-point play.
Governors had just 2 turnovers in that first quarter, have 3 here in the first half of this second quarter. And where the Governors were so good taking care of the basketball, the trap defense that T has had them on so far, they've had no answer to being able to get anything sustained of offensive control in the half court.
Eladio Semental and Corday Austin check into the game, and the free throw good by Wiebinga. He's now got 9, and it's 25-12 for T. 4:43 to go in the first half. Here's got to get it across half court. They may not be able to. Just gets it off to Austin. Austin trapped for a moment, puts up a prayer to Aharts. He is able to find it, although a bit of a risky pass. Aharts nope, he's out of bounds. He received the pass from Getz in the corner, but he couldn't keep his feet in bounds. The pass was a little bit off target, and a turnover by Pierre.
And you can see Coach Kusser on the sideline telling everybody, hey, we got to settle down. We can't continue to be too hyper-focused on not turning the ball over, because we are turning the ball over too much.
And it's costing Pierre right now. Shaw gets it off, and now a three-point shot up and away. No good from Smythe. Rebound taken by Pierre. And now the Governors go back to work. It was Aharts who got the rebound. Gives it over to Semental at the point. In the lane, stops, spins, gives it up to Sun and Shine, and the ball stripped away once more. Caden Williamson came up with it, and now a fast break for T. Here's Gavin Shaw, gives it up to Smythe. Smythe, bounce pass, intercepted. Taken away by Semental, and here comes Pierre. Semental goes way up high, and it's going to be a defensive charge foul on the Titans.
And the T fans were looking for the charge. They got called for the block, and maybe a little bit of extra movement right at the end by Mitch Grant. Semental was trying to maybe go around him, and he was maybe leaning just a little bit to get the block instead of having the charge against him.
Yeah, I think there was a late adjustment by Semental that allowed that, but he misses the first free throw, and that's been something Pierre's been trying to fix throughout the course of this season. Right now, as a team, they're shooting 67.7 from the charity stripe. I'd like to see that in the 70s, maybe closer to the 80s if you're Pierre, if they're going to contend throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, 8 for 10 on Saturday, and thankfully 1 for 2 on this trip.
Semental gets his first point of the game, 25-13, but T's wasting no time. Shaw's got it, right side. Gives it over to Smith. Smith guarded by Sutton Sunshine. Bounce pass inside. Sunshine almost took it away, but wide open is Caden Williamson for 2.
Yeah, they were really collapsing that defense for the turnover, and Williamson was underneath everybody, and nobody saw him underneath the basket.
27-13, 3:27 to go in the second quarter, and the Titans in firm control. Here's Semental against the glass, no good. And the rebound by Wiebinga. Fast break for Wiebinga. Over to Shaw. Bounce pass. Finds Williamson. Williamson goes back to Wiebinga. Guarded by Sonnenschein. Now Smythe against the baseline. Good defense by Pierre this time. Wiebinga inside. Tough shot. No good. Gets his own rebound. Just gets it out to Smythe. Smythe in traffic. Gets it inside. Williamson scores. Great pass by Marshall Smythe to set up that shot.
And really, there's no giving up on T's offensive side right now. That regardless of where that possession's going, they're not giving up anything.
It looks like a Nikola Jokic offense right now. Everybody moving where they're supposed to. Great execution. Here's a long-range three, no good from Luke Olson. And now another fast break for T. Titans up 29-13 with 2:27 to go in the first half. And right now, the Pierre defense is just trying to find a way to slow down this 200-mile-per-hour race car. Three-point shot up and no good from Smythe. Here's a fight for the basketball and a foul committed on Olson. It looks like that was, I believe, Shaw who committed that foul.
That'll be his second, the 5th team foul. So Olson will actually shoot free throws with 2:16 to go. But Governors were lucky on that defense possession because Luke Olson and Sawyer Sonnenschein were confused on who was going to be on the right side of the zone and who was on the left side of the zone, and it left the man open for a three, and thankfully it was missed and turned into a foul. But the Governors are out of sorts on the defensive side.
And you got to give credit where it's due to the Titans' passing attack. They've been so good at finding open lanes and open players. As Olson makes the first free throw, he now has 8 on the night, but he's been somewhat quiet in the second quarter so far. Corday Austin checks out.
Yeah, Governors being outscored 13-2 right now in this second quarter.
Remember, it was a single-digit game coming into the second quarter, but things have changed quickly. Olson does make both free throws. He's now in double digits. 10 points for Olson and a 29-15 Titans lead. 2:10 to go in the first half. Here's Wiebinga. Thought about the fadeaway shot. Instead, goes to Mitch Grant. Grant elevates, and it rattles around the rim and scores.
Everything falling for T right now.
That was a bit of a lucky shot, but hey, Mitch Grant sometimes rather be lucky than good, and he'll take that every day of the week. 1:49 to go in the first half, and Pierre down by 16. Sutton Sonnenschein trying to get this offense, or Sawyer Sonnenschein, excuse me, trying to get this offense in order. Inside to Olson. Olson gets fouled, and that will send Luke Olson to the free throw line for 2. And that was Mitch Grant who committed the shooting foul.
So Grant and Shaw both have 2 fouls. Again, this is after T did not have any fouls in the first quarter. They've had 6 fouls here in the second.
And that is one thing that could come back to bite them at some point throughout this game, especially if Pierre's able to make their way back. Titans will make a number of substitutions. Marshall Smythe back in the game, as is Jackson Merrigan. So far, 3 for 3 from Luke Olson his last 2 trips, and make it 4 for 4. So 12 first half points for Luke Olson now. He's got the dozen, but his Pierre Governors are still down by 14. As Luke Olson will head to the bench for a little rest. Sutton Sonnenschein back in the game. Now the Titans go back to work. This is Cole McKinney. McKinney gets it out to Smythe, guarded by Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein avoids the screen. Bounce pass inside to Wiebinga. Wiebinga gets it out to an open man. It's Norris, and he gets the three-point shot. 34-17, and the Titans have now doubled up the Governors with 1:08 to go in the second quarter.
They're finding scoring from all over the place. The halftime stats are going to be interesting for Teep.
This shot off the mark and no good from Simmental, contested and some contact. Fast break for the Titans, bounce pass inside Norris, reverse Euro, and he scores. My goodness, what an offensive onslaught from the T-Titans. Looking a little bit like the Teen Titans right now. There's an and one for Dawson Getz.
The big shot to fall for Getz, get that and one, get the old-fashioned three-point play. That's their first field goal of the second quarter for the Governors.
And Dawson Getz, a man who Pierre absolutely needs to perform tonight, able to get a big shot there and maybe stop some of this onslaught from the Titans as Jackson Merrigan heads to the bench. He's in a little bit of foul trouble, and Getz completes the three-point play. 8 points for him now, back to a 16-point game.
7-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
36 seconds to go in the half. Here's a foul committed on Smythe, and he will go to the line to shoot 2. Nice drive that time in the lane. And that's been not so much a key difference, but a key aspect of the Titans' play tonight has been their physicality inside the paint and their willingness to take contact, go right to the basket.
And they've not gotten the free throw line a lot, but they've made their shots inside the paint. And whether it be contact or not, they've made it all.
The senior Smythe sinks them both, and he's now got 9 for the Titans, 38-20. Apparently T on pace to score 76 points in this game. We'll see if Pierre can stop that. They've got the ball, 26 seconds to go in the half. Here's Eladio Semental, gives it to Getz. Shot clock turned off. Pierre could make this the final possession if they want to, and I'm sure they'll want to bleed as much clock as they can to have some momentum going into the locker room if they can score. Semental gets a screen, mid-range jumpers, fade away, no good, and a shot taken on Cole McKinney that time. It was an accident, but the ball goes out of bounds. Titans will retain possession. McKinney looked like had some contact to the face, but no worse for wear, at least for the moment.
And not that wasn't a bad shot from Semental, maybe not what they wanted. It was 6.3 to go, maybe a little bit less time before that shot was taken. But if you're open, you got to take the shot, want to knock it down.
Full court press. Pierre's got the basketball, gets it on the turnover, got to shoot quickly. No good. He couldn't get it to go off the glass. And that will do it for the first half. Well, the T-Titans have come in and done what they wanted to do, and that's dominate offensively. One of the highest scoring teams in South Dakota AA basketball has lived up to that moniker. 38 first half points. They're up 38-20 on the Pierre Governors, but there is certainly still a lot of basketball left to be played. We'll take a 3-minute timeout and be right back. You're listening to high school basketball right here on KCCR.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric. For free estimates, commercial, residential, and farm wiring, you'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
Helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
We welcome you back here to Riggs High School as it is halftime between the Pierre Governors and the T-Titans. John Wickler alongside Dylan Simmons as it is a 38-20 lead for the T-Titans. They were leading 16-12 after the first quarter and end up with a 38-20 lead at the break. And Dylan, a lot of strong offense, solid defense. The turnovers for the Governors in that first quarter, they didn't take advantage of the T turnovers, and then T took every advantage of the 5 Governor turnovers in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think that's been a good way to put it. T have been very opportunistic in this game. Every time that Pierre's made a mistake, they've capitalized on it. And Pierre, they've had their chances, especially on these fast breaks, but they haven't been able to get some of these shots to go down the way they want it, and that's the difference in the game right now. It's all about execution, and T, they look like they're executing at a very high rate, and that's why they got an 18-point lead.
Well, we look at some of the stats. Turnover-wise, we'll start with that. 5 turnovers for T in the first quarter, but then 3 in the second, 8 in total. Governors with 7 turnovers, but had 5 in that second quarter, which turned into a lot of points for T on the other end. Scoring-wise, we'll start with the Pierre Governors. They only had 1 field goal made in the second quarter. They end up going 6 for 7 from the free throw line with just 1 field goal in the second quarter. They're led by Luke Olson's 11, Dawson Getz with 8, and Eladio Simental 1 for 2 from the free throw line with just that 1 point. So where the Governors have only had 3 guys scored, T has had 7 guys find the score sheet. They're led by 9 points by Griffin Wiebinga, who had 2 threes in the first quarter, ended up with 9 points as well for Marshall Smythe, who ended up having 3 in the first, then scoring 6 points in that second quarter. And then 5 points for Ryland Norris right towards the end of that first half. And then 4 points apiece for Mitch Graham, Gavin Shaw, and Caden Williamson. And 3 points for Jackson Merrigan, who was kind of the catalyst of the offense in that first quarter, but just had the 3 points. But 7 different guys have found the score sheet. They are overall 4 for 5 from the free throw line, going 1 for 2 in the first quarter, and then 3 for 3 in the second quarter. And Dylan, there's a lot of basketball left. Governors are down by 18, and you're not getting, and you don't want to try and get all 18 points back in that third quarter. It'd be nice if you can, but you don't want to look at that way. You got to start breaking this up and saying, okay, we got to slowly but surely find ways to get a little bit closer to T as the second half goes on.
Well, Rome wasn't built in a day. You got to kind of chip away at it, like you mentioned, in bite-sized pieces. So you get 4 points here, get 6 points there, get 2 points there, and all of a sudden you got a single digit, a 5-point game, maybe something like that. That's what Pierre's got to do. They can't look at the scoreboard. They can't play to the scoreboard. They've just got to play their brand of basketball, play effectively, and play with confidence. We know how great that offense can be, but they only scored 20 points in that first half. And here's a stat that kind of highlights the problems they've had during this losing streak. It's been their defense. They've given up 55-plus points in their last 4 games, and they're well on pace to do that once again. So the offense has got to play with more confidence, and the defense has got to play with more precision in the second half.
You know, one of the things that we'll see, the adjustments that Pierre wants to make is handling the trap game of the T-Titans. The trap defense right at midcourt really caused a lot of fits for the Governors, especially in that second quarter. And where the Governors can be a very good offense, they've got to find ways to move the basketball around a lot more efficiently in that second half.
Yeah, they got to find creative ways to get the ball to their star players, and that's going to be getting the ball to guys like Getz, Luke Olson, just finding ways to get guys open. We know everybody on this team can score. It's just about finding a way to get some spacing against this T defense, because they're trying to suffocate this Pierre offense right now, just leave no space at all for open shots. Pierre's got to find a creative way to get guys open in the second half.
Now on the other side for the T-Titans, sometimes we go into halftime and say, okay, here are the adjustments we're going to make. Other times you can go in the locker room and say, hey, we're not going to make any adjustments. We're going to keep working at what's working with us. You don't want to outcoach yourself sometimes, right. And some coaches will do it. Some coaches are afraid to do something like that too. But where the T-Titans were so good in that second quarter, there's not much that they probably want to change in that third quarter. If they play the defense like they are, regardless of shots are falling or not in the second half, they go cold in the second half. Their defense has led them to this 18-point lead in the first half.
Hey, it's the old saying, right? If it ain't broke, why fix it? And I think that's the way that T is going to be looking at this in the second half. Really, the team that's going to have to respond, make adjustments is Pierre. T is sitting in the catbird seat right now. They've got everything they need to come away with a victory. So they just got to keep playing their brand of basketball, and they'll be able to drive 2.5 hours to the east with a victory.
couple of scores we're looking at right now. Washington leading O'Gorman 49-47. That was about midway point of the fourth quarter. Aberdeen's got a 3-point lead over Watertown with about 2 minutes to go, 61-58. Jefferson down by 15 to the undefeated Lincoln Patriots. That one's closing in the final 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, 47-32. Huron and Mitchell just starting the second quarter, a 10-6 lead for Huron over Mitchell at the Corn Palace. Looking at see if we have a score update for Sully Buttes. Sully Buttes leading Ipswich 45-23. That's about 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. That's over on Country 95.3 and on YouTube at Country 95.3 Sports. As the Sully Buttes Chargers looking for a win, up by 22 right now. Highmore Herald leading in Faulkton area 33-31. And also in girls basketball AA, real quick. Governors are off tonight, but O'Gorman beat Washington 70-53. Mitchell will beat Huron 51-39. Brandon Valley over Crofton, Nebraska 62-54. Aberdeen Central will be leading Watertown 44-23 late in the third quarter. And the T girls playing tonight. That's why the Pierre girls aren't playing T. They're playing Roosevelt is the Titans. They're leading 34-25 with the 1 minute to go in the third quarter. We've got second half coverage coming up next. Dylan's got the call for the second half. 38-20. T leads at Pierre as we come back in 2 minutes with the start of the third quarter. You listen to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Did you know it is important for your child to see the dentist at the time their first tooth erupt? A healthy smile begins at birth, and there are many variables, from healthy eating habits to good oral hygiene and routine dental care. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer. At Missouri River Dentistry, we enjoy working with people of all ages. Dentistry is our profession, but people are our focus. I invite families to come experience an office that uses the latest techniques and equipment to be sure you receive that healthy and happy smile. To schedule your appointments for your family, call us at 223-2021. Kids love us, parents trust us.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Welcome back to Riggs High School in the capital city. Dylan Simmons and John Winkler on the call, and we are just about set for the second half between the Pierre Governors and the T Titans. First time ever that these two teams have met in boys basketball action in AA, and it's been all Titans so far, 38-20 after a dominant second quarter and a very, very stingy defense. Pierre's got a lot of work to do, John, but the opportunity is there. It's all about taking it one possession at a time.
Yeah, you cut the 2 quarters into maybe even 4 quarters. When you're down by 18, you say if you get 5 points back in the first 4 minutes, 5 points back in the next 4 minutes, and then keep doing that, all of a sudden you find yourself up by 2 at the end of the ball game. It is still well within reach of the Governors, but they got to look at it and not hey, we're down by 20-plus points. We just got to chip away. Got to chip away.
Here we'll get the ball going right on your radio dial. We're underway in the second half. Here starts with the basketball. Sawyer Sun and Shine gives it over to Luke Olson. Olson in the post, finds gets for 3. Yes, sir. Dawson nails the 3-point shot right out of the locker room. And Sun and Shine dives after a basketball and goes into the student section. Basketball will stay with T, but That was a dramatic call there.
Emmett Smith got hit. Oh no, that was one of the girls wearing an Emmett Smith jersey that got hit by Sun and Shine.
Emmett Smith is in the student section. As that's going to be a hard foul on Wiebinga. Looks like that was Semental who jumped up, kind of just mistimed that. And a shooting foul will send Wiebinga to the line for 2.
Second foul by Simmental. Only Sun and Shine, Sawyer Sun and Shine, and Simmental with 2 fouls. Gavin Shaw and Mitch Grant for T, both with 2 fouls.
After the first quarter, Pierre did a pretty good job of staying out of foul trouble as Wiebinga misses the first one. He and Marshall Smythe tied for the team lead in points for T right now, both with 9. Wiebinga can be the first to double digits with a free throw right here. And he missed them both. Fights for the rebound and gets it. Just out-muscled Jackson Merrigan that time and boxed him out. And the Govs with a little bit of momentum and with the basketball. Here's Corday Austin. Austin inside to Sun and Shine. Sun and Shine wings it out, trying to go to Getz. That ball out of bounds. Last touch by Mitch Grant. And Olsen will inbound it.
With a bucket, the Governors have already got that first 5 points we talked about. They would already have that first 5. Obviously, a long time to go, but would be good to have those first 2 possessions be true.
Every comeback's got to start somewhere, as that's going to be a travel on Luke Olsen. He was trying to spin away from Marshall Smythe, but couldn't get enough separation without traveling. And now the Titans will, tough break. We'll get it back. As Smythe goes in the lane, drives off the glass, no good, but he is fouled, and Marshall Smythe heads to the charity strike.
Second foul now on Luke Olsen, so he joins that group with 2 fouls.
Marshall Smythe has been very effective, much like a lot of his Titans teammates, at just finding a way to drive against this Pierre defense. And he makes his first free throw, and the Titans have a double-digit score. It's impressive that with almost 40 points that this is their first double-digit score of the night, but like you mentioned at halftime, John, it just shows how many great scorers they have right now. And the second free throw goes in for Smythe as well.
I want to make a note, too, that was a 3rd foul on Luke Olsen, not his 2nd, so he is starting to get into foul trouble.
Yeah, and you do not want to lose Luke Olsen if you're Pierre right now. Olsen with the basketball, finds Getz, right side, fadeaway 3, up and good. Dawson Getz from downtown. And it's 40-26 with the Titans on top, 6:47 to go in the 3rd quarter. Merrigan gives it up, finds Wiebinga. Wiebinga guarded by Semental. Now a long 3 from Wiebinga, well off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Olsen. Fast break, here's Austin. Corday Austin has a shot off the glass, yes sir. Corday Austin on the board for the first time tonight, put the cord in the outlet. 40-28, Titans on top, but that lead is starting to slip a little bit. Sun and Shine fighting for the basketball. It's rolling around on the ground, and T will get the ball as it rolls out of play. Timeout taken by Drew Weber. Well, this one's starting to heat up just a little bit. We're going to stick with the action for now. Pierre down by 12 points, but you know, we were kind of talking about it earlier on, John. This is the start that Pierre was looking for. Little by little, they're starting to claw their way back into it, and it seems as though whatever Biana Kuster told them in the locker room, it's translating on the hardwood.
Yeah, the effort that Sawyer Sunshine just had, diving for that loose ball, the effort is already much, I wouldn't even say better, but you can see that effort rising to a different level, and also looking at Coach Weber saying, okay, we've got to stop this before it gets even farther than what it is, because we talked about the Governors need to make those 5 points up. Well, they've already done that with an extra point, and there's still 6:13 to go. This is if you're going to make the comeback happen, this was the start that the Governors were looking for. Now, they can't let the momentum get away from them by this timeout. They've got to continue to let that momentum carry over with this crowd right now.
Pierre needed to adjust, and they certainly have, and like you mentioned, they got to ride the wave of momentum, keep it going, and let this crowd get behind them. But the Titans have done a good job at really snuffing out any Pierre comeback attempts so far tonight. But perhaps this 3rd quarter will give us something different. Wiebinga from the far side, inbounds it to Smythe. Smythe, guarded by Sun and Shine, inside to Wiebinga. It was tipped, but he scores. Wiebinga had the pass get tipped, but he still found it into his hands, and the Titans go up 42-28. Double team on Pierre right now. Olsen does get it out to Sawyer Sun and Shine. He retreats back to the logo, guarded by Williamson, Over to Corday Austin. Austin from the left side finds Sun and Shine. Sun and Shine slips on his knees, just gets it out to Austin. Austin Thought about a three-point shot. Now Sonnenschein from long range. No good. Rebound finally comes out to Weavinga after he bobbled it about 3 times. Titans have it. Marshall Smythe from the volleyball line. In the post. Left corner. Inside now. Weavinga on the bounce pass. Spins. Pirouette. Spins again. No good. Gets his own rebound. Fighting for the rebound. And now getting it finally is Eladio Semental. Weavinga missed 2 shots that time. And now a broken play, and the Titans get the ball right back. Weavinga on the other end on the fast break, scores. 13 points for Griffin Weavinga, and just like that, 4 unanswered for the Titans, and the lead is back up to 16. Olsen inside off the glass scores. 13 points, and the first second half points for Luke Olsen. And the lead is now 14 for T. 4:46 to go in the third. Here's Gavin Shaw. Shaw gets it out to Smythe. Smythe on the left wing. Inside, Merrigan off the glass scores. He just out-muscled Luke Olsen that time and put it right in the hoop.
Yeah, Olsen had a piece of it, knocked the ball free, so when Merrigan went up, came back down with it, wasn't a travel.
Now Getz has an open three-point shot, and he nails it again. Number 10 is a perfect 10 in this third quarter. He's got 3 threes and 17 points now for Getz. And the floater goes in for Smythe on the other end. And as soon as Pierre gets a little bit of momentum, it's just T's like Swiper the Fox. They just snap it away. Luke Olsen from the top. Guarded by Smythe. Puts up a tough shot. No good. Rebound comes out to Weavinga. Now he's got it on the fast break. Trying to go coast to coast. Gets fouled. And Griffin Weavinga will head to the charity strike.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Dylan. Every time that the Governors score, it's right back the other way for T, and they find a way to answer, take that momentum away, and every empty possession is going back right back the other way for the T Titans.
So now we'll see if Weavinga can keep up his hot streak. He misses the first one. It clanged off the iron a couple times. Pierre will send in Lincoln Dilgis as Eladio Semental will head to the bench. And a quiet night for Semental. He's got just 1. Also for Corday Austin, who's usually their 3rd leading scorer. Austin also with the best field goal percentage on the team. Averages 9.8 points per game, but he's been quiet so far tonight. Weavinga second, goes in. And the Titans take a 49-33 lead. 3:48 to go in the third quarter. Olsen directing traffic. Acting as the conductor of the train for this offense. Sutton Sonnenschein pump fakes up against Griffin Weavinga. Now to Olsen, top of the key. Olsen gets it out to Sawyer Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein, stutter steps, spins, finds his man, open shot, no good here. Rebound comes back out to Sonnenschein after the missed shot by Dilgis. Now a pass inside to an open Dilgis, back outside to Sonnenschein, and now Sawyer Sonnenschein for 3 scores. His first bucket of the night. 3-point shot for Sawyer Sonnenschein and 4 3-pointers for Pierre in this third quarter. Now Weavinga looking for a response. Goes to Smythe on the near corner. And Smythe takes the 3 and he just scores. And we go back and forth in the third quarter, but T still finding a way to maintain the advantage. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and be right back. You're listening to School Basketball on KCCR.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Welcome back to the capital city. Dylan Simmons and John Winkler on the call live at Riggs High School. 52-36, the T Titans on top of the Pierre Governors boys basketball team on a Tuesday night. First time they've played this year in a weekday that hasn't been, or whether a day that hasn't been a Friday or a Saturday. So it's a bit of an odd situation for this season, but glad to see some Tuesday night action. Here with the basketball, Sawyer Sonnenschein gives it to Olsen on the handoff. Olsen top of the key. Drives inside, tries to kick it out, and the ball is deflected out of bounds. He was trying to get it to Sawyer Sonnenschein, and Pierre will retain possession. Last touch by the Titans.
Trying to say Sawyer Sonnenschein and Sutton Sonnenschein both on the court at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to do than you think.
Yeah, it's got a couple Sonnenscheins, and sometimes you say one meaning the other, and things happen. Here's Dilgis with a mid-range J, no good, and the rebound by Rylan Norris. He had a great end of the first half a little bit ago. Here's Cole McKinney, who's checked into the game, finds Wiebinga in the lane. Wiebinga kicks it back out. McKinney for three, no good off the glass. Fights for the rebound, actually collides with Sawyer Sonnenschein, but is able to get it. Dilgis inside, gets it on the deflection, but can't score. And another missed opportunity off the glass for Pierre. They have struggled with that all night, John.
Have been those fast breaks. You got to find ways to score here, down by 16. Everything's got to find through the hoop right now.
McKinney gets it once again on the right side, able to find Smythe. Smythe, guarded by Sawyer Sonnenschein, spinning away, finds his man Rylan Norris, gets it back from the logo. Now Wiebinga gets absolutely collided with, and that's going to be a foul on Pierre. Wiebinga was trying to spin away that time, but there was still some contact made. And the foul's going to go against Sawyer Sonnenschein, his third.
Yeah, so now Sawyer Sonnenschein, and Luke Olson with 3 fouls each.
Inbound pass by McKinney. Goes to Norris. Norris against the baseline, drives inside, and that ball goes in. A tough shot for Caden Williamson. Fought through traffic and still scored.
That one hit the bottom of the rim, and he had the nice roll to get it to sit over the top and fall through.
It's not often it goes off the bottom of the rim and finds its way in the hoop. But that one did. It's been that kind of night for the Titans. Inside and an and one for Luke Olson. Showing the physicality and the hops. Goes straight to the sky and scores. He's got a chance at a three-point play.
That's the first T foul of the second half for the Titans.
That's the X factor that Pierre always has, is Luke Olson's ability to just drive inside. Titans will make a couple of substitutions. Gavin Shaw checks in, as does Mitch Grant. And we will also see Caden Aharts come into the game, as Sawyer Sonnenschein with the 3 fouls will have to make his way back to the bench. And Pierre's also going to send in Caleb Lunsberry. First time we've seen him tonight. Doesn't always come into the varsity games, but here he is now. Second free throw, no good for Olson, so he goes 1 for 2. 1:13 to go in the third quarter. Smythe is open in the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Offensive rebound, but the shot no good again. But then stealing the ball right back and scoring is Gavin Shaw.
Turnovers are killers right now for the Governors.
There were a couple of missed shots that time by the Titans, but they still somehow got a third chance and ended up scoring. Olson with a great pass to Aharts, and he scores. Great work by Aharts as he cut in the post that time and found his way to the hoop. But wide open on the other end and scoring is Caden Williamson. That was a complete bust in defense by the Govs.
Yeah, Governors did a good job of moving out the ball on the offense possession, but then got too much of a ball watching in that defensive side and left a man wide open.
Here's Sutton Sonnenschein. Gives it up, gets contested shot off the mark, no good from the near side, and a great steal by Sutton Sonnenschein. He forces the foul, and Sonnenschein's headed to the free throw line.
It's the first turnover of the second half of the third quarter with 19 seconds to go. First turnover by T, but it puts Sutton Sonnenschein to the free throw line.
Yep, his grandmother is a famous housing person here in Pierre, and Sutton feels right at home with this chance at the free throw line. No good on the first one, but I can personally attest that she can deliver you some good homes and good apartments.
I was going to say, you gotta speak highly of the landlord.
Absolutely. So Sonnenschein's second on the way after he misses the first one. Misses them both, but a great offensive rebound by Lunsberry. Kicks it out, gets corner three, far side, no good. And the rebound is taken by Wiebinga. Fast break, good deflection by Olson. It went off the official. And I guess it was out of bounds, so the Titans will get possession back.
That's a big play by Olson. Otherwise, it was an easy fast break points, and it forces T with the Governors to get a defensive hopefully get a defense stop.
Final 5 seconds, mid-range jumper off the mark, no good. And that will do it for the third quarter. So the Govs make some headway, but the Titans keep on rolling, and their lead is still 18, 58-40. Titans on top of the Governors. And we got the final quarter on tap. John Winkler will take you the rest of the way home. You're listening to high school basketball right here on KCCR.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
We welcome you back here to Ricks High School as we get set for the fourth quarter. John Winkler alongside Dylan Simmons at 58-40. Governors are down by 18 heading into this fourth quarter. So now things get a little bit more difficult, Dylan. We talked about the 5 points every 4 minutes. Well, now you're at the point where you got to get 9 points here in this 4 minutes, which that, depending on who's shooting the basketball, it still could be just a 3-possession to get those 9 points going in this start of this fourth quarter.
Exactly, and I think Pierre's going to have to prioritize the three-point shot if they want to get back into this game, but of course the Titans will probably know that as well.
So T will start with possession here in the fourth quarter as it goes right side for Cole McKinney. Pass out top, driving in, and there's a shot. There's a foul before the shot as it was Gavin Shaw that was driving in, and there'll be the first foul by Caleb Lounsbury this evening. And of course those fouls reset, so it is just that first team foul of the fourth quarter. Fresh 35 though for the T-Titans. Right side, McKinney's open for a three. He'll take it, but too strong with it. And Dawson Getz will grab the rebound. Luke Olson up ahead for the Governors. He'll slow things down with the Governors down by 18, 58-40 here early on the fourth quarter. Olson on the left side. He hesitates, now drives, goes behind his back, kicks it in the corner for Aharts, who will gather the ball, almost lost it out of bounds, but able to grab it back. And now inside for Lounsbury. Pass for Getz. He is fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Dawson Getz with 17 points now the night, with including 4 3-pointers and 3 in that third quarter. And be the third foul committed by Jackson Merrigan. And so he is now into foul trouble for the T-Titans. First free throw for Getz is good.
As usual, Getz has lived up to the hype. He's been a sensational scorer. Averages 13.8 points per game and, of course, leads the team with a 37.9 three-point percentage. So very good from beyond the arc. And one thing he's found a way to do time and time again is get open looks. That's what you love about Dawson Getz.
2 for 2 from the line that trip. He's got 19 points, but the Governors are down by 16 with 7:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Driving to the bucket, pulling it back out. Smythe will throw it out for Wiebinga. Now on the left wing, Smythe has it again, defended by Sutton Sunshine. There's a high shot off the glass. It was missed, but the rebound's tipped around, and Gavin Shaw has it. Shaw will kick it over left side for Wiebinga. He gets inside the paint. That shot too strong with it. Rebounds grabbed by Lounsbury, and the Governors get a defensive stop. Luke Olson, the free throw line, and he'll drive left side where he is fouled. And will be an inbound pass upcoming from underneath the basket for the Governors, as Jackson Merrigan will pick up his 4th foul, and he will come off the floor as Cade Williamson will check in. Sawyer Sunshine back in the game for Sutton Sunshine, and then Carter Shufflebine will check in for Caden Aharts.
Sunshine, Shufflebine.
Inbound pass for Lounsbury, that's off the hands, and it will stay with the Governors. With 6:43 to go. I mentioned it last year during baseball that Steve Grade, who has stepped away from the spring high school baseball team, as Scheffelbein will have it inside. That tough shot will find the back of the net, or find through the net. Scheffelbein gets his first points, but he had Scheffelbein, Sonnenschein, and then Terwilliger, all 3 in a row, and long last names for all 3 of those guys. Here's Wiebinga the other way, and every time the Governors score, T's got an answer going back the other side. Wiebinga's got another bucket to make it 60-44.
Yeah, you'd think Allen Iverson is out there because they've always got an answer, and they continue to show that time and time again.
Lounsbury, tough shot is missed. Rebound's going to be grabbed by T, leading by 16 with 6:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. Titans looking to cruise their way now to their 5th win of the season. Governors would drop their 5th straight and will have the week off until next Tuesday when they travel out to Douglas. This is inside. Wiebinga goes to work on Olsen. Good spin move around. Missed the shot, but the rebound, the putback is good and a foul. Sean make that Caden Williamson is fouled with the basket being good. And it's Lounsbury's 2nd foul.
Yeah, Williamson coming off the bench tonight. He's been such a key cog in the machine for the Titans, and once again, he just shows his physicality inside. It's not easy to beat Luke Olsen at that kind of game, but Williamson has to some degree.
He's got 10 points off the bench for the Titans. The free throw was missed, so it still remains an 18-point game, as Olsen will throw it top of the key for Getz, right side for Sawyer Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein will float to the basket, offline, left side. The rebound is grabbed by T. He was falling to his left side and put it too far to the left. Cross midcourt here for the T-Titans, leading by 18, have a chance to go up by 20 points. It'd be their largest lead, but the shot was missed on the jumper from number 1 into Marshall Smythe. And it's now Scheffelbein the other way here for the Governors. Inside the paint for Scheffelbein, kicks it back out for Sonnenschein. And then Sonnenschein will give it back out Scheffelbein. He'll pull up for a 3 off the dribble left side. That's too strong. Offensive rebound comes out into Sonnenschein, and then that will roll its way all the way through. Had to roll 2 different times to get the shot to fall, but Sawyer Sonnenschein gets the bucket. He's got 5 points, and the lead's now 16 for T.
With how unlucky Pierre's been tonight, they needed a little bit of luck to go their way, and it did right there.
There's a shot that's blocked as it falling to the floor was Shaw. It was Olsen that got the block on the defense from Scheffelbein. Olsen will take it coast to coast, fades away, kisses off the glass, and it's good for Olsen, and a timeout taken by Coach Brandon Kusler. So Luke Olsen now with 17 points. Governors are down by 14 with 4:32 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll come back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Coming out of the timeout, Pierre Governors are down at 62-48 to the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard. John Winkler alongside Dylan Simmons. As our next Governor broadcast will be next week, Tuesday. That's the next Governor basketball game. And they don't, no games this weekend for either the boys or the girls. But our next Governor broadcast will be next Tuesday back here at home as the Governor girls will host the Douglas Patriots. And between Dylan and I, one of us will have the call, or both of us will have the call for that game next Tuesday. But we'll have that for you here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We've got Hawaii Capitals hockey coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on Capital City Rock. Also got the playoffs, NFL playoffs coming up Saturday and Sunday, and the national championship of the college football playoff on Monday, all here on KCCR. This pass is tipped, that's stolen away. Sonnenschein got hit, but he still makes that catch. As the pass will come out his way, he stumbles, but able to keep his dribble and was able to find a pass over for Scheffelbein. So the Governors almost turned the ball right back over, but still get possession down by 14. Olsen at the free throw line hesitates, now drives, kicks it for Sonnenschein. That pull-up shot is missed, and the rebound will be grabbed by the Titans. It was by Smythe, and foul committed by Luke Olsen.
That's his 4th as well, so Luke Olsen is very close to getting out of this game if he fouls again.
And with down by 14 with 4:03 to go, any chance of a comeback, you got to leave Olsen in the ball game. So Coach Kusler will take the risk of Olsen's 5th foul, knowing that they need him in the final 4 minutes. Pass was tipped out of bounds, so it'll be an inbound in the corner. Still a long way away from the basket for the Titans, so they do get the inbound pass. And it will be Smythe that will direct traffic, push everybody away, and take it across midcourt, being defended by Dawson Getz.
Love the effort that Sawyer Sunshine is showing right now, racing around with some of these basketballs.
This pass will come inside, and Griffin Wiebinga's got an easy bucket. He's got 18 tonight, 64-48. Governors back down by 16. Getz will drive high off the glass, got it to fall. Getz now with 21 points. So a 20-point scorer tonight for the Governors, but they're still down by 14. This right side here with 3:20 to go in the fourth. As it's picked up by Wiebinga, who's got 20 points himself. That one off the glass. That one rolls around, make that for Wiebinga, who now has 20 points. He had 18, but just predicting the future, I guess. 66-50 is our score. Here is a three from Sunshine, and that one's missed, and the rebound's grabbed by Getz, who pulls back out for a three. That one's also missed, too strong with the shot. And with under 3 minutes to go, T can start taking their time offensively. Governors are looking for the foul or looking for the steal. Sawyer Sunshine had the steal. It was not a foul call. It was a timeout that was taken by Coach Weber. Coach Kutzler thought that the ball was already knocked away, but it will be a timeout given to Coach Weber with 2:52 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll take one with them. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Governors down by 16. It's 60-50 with 2:52 to go here in the fourth quarter. John McClure alongside Dylan Simmons. We'll have a post-game show coming up after this one. We'll run down the scoring for the ball game, get you set for our next broadcast next week Tuesday, but also what's still upcoming here on KCCR through the rest of the week. It's all on the way in our post-game show after we're done with this one. This will be thrown to the backcourt out of the timeouts as it's Gavin Shaw in the left wing, back out top for Smythe. Smythe gets around Sunshine, now kicks it out for Wiebinga, who's got 20 points tonight. Left wing as it is a Jerrigan that was starting to try and move in. Makes it that Merrigan that was trying to move in as Smythe will spin with it. Sunshine fell down. Then Smythe was still out of bounds when the shots or the rebound came his way. So it'll be going back to the Pierre Governors with 2:25 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Wiebinga's got a great ability when it comes to spinning away from potential defenders. I'm not sure what kind of training he does or if it's just natural athletic ability, but that's been huge for him tonight.
Turnover by the Governors. Olsen was trying to leave it back for Getz, but it was picked off by Mitch Grant. And the Governors with another turnover tonight with 2:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 16-point lead of the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Wiebinga left block. That tough shot is going to fall again. Wiebinga makes it look easy, but he's had really tough 22 points tonight for the T-Titans.
Yeah, he just loves that physical contact. Again, he gets inside the interior. If you get him in a one-on-one situation, he's almost always going to deliver. Pierre almost has to double team him at this point to kind of limit his productivity.
Dawson gets on the right side. That pass is going to be intercepted again. Another turnover by the Governors. And the pass will come out with 1:30 to go. And just about will end the ball game. Couple more possessions. T-fans know that they're going to go home happy tonight. Wiebinga, pass will come back out. And we'll have a timeout that will be a 30-second timeout, but I think most of it's going to be to get guys in the basketball game. Well, they are going to take the full time, the 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors down 68-50 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, and will fall for the fifth time in 5 games. Here, 5-game losing streak that, Douglas next week, Tuesday. It's not a usually it's kind of, I wouldn't say an automatic win, but the Governors have won time and time again down over in Box Elder. But the Governors, I mean, it might come at the right time now for them to go play Douglas, but they can't expect to win that ball game by just showing up. They've got to play good basketball against the Douglas Patriots, but it might be coming at the right time to get a team like Douglas.
Yeah, and Pierre can't expect anything down the stretch. Nothing's going to be handed to them. They've got to go out and perform, and I know this is going to be a disappointing performance in their own minds, but what they were able to do in that third quarter and some of the positives we saw offensively, there are things that Pierre is doing well right now. It's just about shoring up the defense mainly. It's been their Achilles heel as of late. They're going to give up 55 plus again, and they could give up 70 before too long, which will be their second straight game giving up 70 plus points. So definitely some things defensively for Pierre to work on, but still some things to be excited about with the rest of this season upcoming. And of course, there's a lot of basketball left, so Pierre has no reason to get into a panic situation. There's still a great chance to move up in that state tournament position, but we'll see how it all works out.
This pass will come on the end to the near side left wing as T has unloaded the bench. You got Sutton Sunshine, Caleb Lounsbury, Carter Shufflebine, Lincoln Dilgis, as well as also Kate Ahart's in the game. This off the glass and will be good for Isaac Slowey, as Slowey will get, who has moved into the game, one of those reserve guys that will get a point and add on to the total of guys that have scored in this game, 70-50, largest lead now for the T-Titans. Shufflebine with the left hand, too short with it, too far away with that running floater shot, and there's just maybe one possession left to go here for the T-Titans. This pass will go all the way across as it's Lane Sieber. Now throws it out top as Lowry on the right side, back out top for Sieber again. Sieber into the right wing with 20 seconds to go. Governors, that ball tipped away, and it will be Shufflebine that will have the steal and the left-handed layup. Shufflebine will finish with 4 points in the ball game. And with 7 seconds to go, shot clock turned off. That will take us to the end of the ball game. 70-52. The T-Titans will knock off the Pierre Governors. They move to 5-3, but the Governors will fall to 2-5. We'll come back at the post-game show after this, back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Rev up your drive with Capital City Ford in Pierre. Dive into our impressive lineup of Ford vehicles, from sleek sedans to robust trucks. At Capital City Ford, we're not just about selling cars. We're about crafting exceptional experiences. Our knowledgeable staff is here to assist you in finding the perfect Ford that suits your lifestyle and budget. Visit us today and let us evaluate your driving experience with Capital City Ford.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
We welcome you back here at the postgame show. The Pierre Governors fall tonight to the T-Titans 70-52. John McClure alongside Dylan Simmons. As Dylan, a tough game for the Pierre Governors, and again, they're going to have to use this as a positive and look at things in a way that, hey, we got to be better in this spot, we got to be better in that spot, but they got to take this to their advantage. But another tough loss for the Governors tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough loss. Going to be disappointing for Pierre. Obviously, they didn't have the defensive performance they were looking for. T was just on point tonight, and we talked about it a lot, but really what separated the two teams from this game is that whenever Pierre made mistakes, T was right there to capitalize on them, whereas Pierre just didn't have the same opportunistic ability tonight, and that kind of was what set them apart, especially in that first and second quarter. T was able to build a double-digit lead in the second quarter, and they never kind of looked back after that, and that's what allowed them to get an 18-point win. But what I will say is that T, they're legit. This may be their first year in AA, but they're looking like a legit team. They proved it tonight. They could be a potential top-5 team depending on how things shake out throughout the rest of the season, but this Titans team is good, and they showed it here on the road.
Yeah, starting a freshman and a sophomore in AA basketball is tough to do unless you're good. And,
right.
And those guys that were in the starting lineup for the freshman that started in Mitch Grant, the sophomore Gavin Shaw, also Griffin Wiebinga, another sophomore. They're good players, and they absolutely deserve to be starting, and they're going to be fits for a lot of teams for the next couple of years for the T-Titans. We go through some of the stats. Governors finished with 12 turnovers, including 7 in that first half, another 5 in the second half, to 10 turnovers for the T-Titans. They had 5 in the first quarter, but then finished with 5 the rest of the way, as they had 8 different guys score. As we look at the winning totals first, 8 different guys score, 3 different guys in double figures, 22 points for Griffin Wiebinga. He had 9 in that first half and then 13 in the second half. 16 points for Marshall Smythe, who did not score in the fourth quarter but still finished with 16. And then 10 points for Caden Williamson, who came off the bench and had those 10 for the T-Titans. They had 6 points from Gavin Shaw, and then 5 points apiece for Rylan Norris, as well as also Jackson Merrigan, and then 4 points for Mitch Grant, and 2 points for Isaac Slowey, who got in the game late, as they went 7 for 12 from the free throw line. For the Pierre Governors, not as many guys got in the point total, but 2 guys did get to double figures. Dawson Getz at 21 points to lead the way for the Governors, and the team high 21 points. 17 points for Luke Olson, who was held at bay in the fourth quarter, just those 2 points in the fourth, but had 15 to the first 3 quarters. Then it was 5 points for Sawyer Sunshine, 4 points for Carter Shufflebine, and 2 for Corday Austin, and 1 for Eladio Simmental. So Governors still finished with a total of 7 guys that did get in the scoring total. Sun and Shine went 0 for 2, so they still could have had 8 guys score, but end up going 8 for 12 from the free throw line in the ball game, as they were down 16-12 after the first quarter, but then it was T that outscored the Governors 22-8 in the second quarter, and then held on the exact same scoring total in the third and fourth quarter, because it was an 18-point lead after the second, 18-point lead after the third, and it finished with an 18-point game. 70-52 was our final score, as the Governors fall to 2-5 on the season. So again, offensively, the likes of Dawson Getz and Luke Olson still lighting things up like they normally have. Just didn't get that secondary scoring, or that, I guess, the I wouldn't say third scoring, but they didn't have that third guy getting the double figures like they're normally able to, and not a whole lot of other points outside of what Dawson Getz and Luke Olson had tonight.
Yeah, Corday Austin, usually that third scoring touch, only had 2 points. Sawyer Sunshine did what he could, had 5. But, yeah, like you mentioned, it just didn't have that third guy to come along with them. And sometimes that's what happens. And you mentioned that second quarter and just how lopsided that was. Sometimes it's one quarter or one stretch of a ball game that loses you the ball game. Outside of that, you could argue that they were pretty evenly matched tonight, but it was really one bad quarter by Pierre and that dominance by T that allowed them to kind of sit on that lead throughout the rest of the game. So it just goes to show you how important it is to get a good start early on and maintain consistency throughout the entire game. And the Titans were able to display that. Pierre, unfortunately, was not tonight.
Well, the Governors are now off until next Tuesday when they will take on the Douglas Patriots. Both Governor teams will be off until Tuesday. The girls with 10 days between games. The Governors will have that week break when the boys will travel to Box Elder. The girls will be at home. We'll have the girls game for you next Tuesday here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We'll have Soybeats basketball. I think they wrapped up their game tonight at Ipswich, but we'll have Soybeats basketball on Thursday on Country 95.3 as DT will have the call between the Chargers and the Miller Rustlers in a doubleheader. Then on Saturday we'll have, Friday we'll have Hawaii Capitals hockey Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Watertown Brookings and against Brandon Valley in Sioux Falls on that Sunday. And then here on KCCR Saturday and Sunday we've got the NFL playoffs. We'll have college basketball in the morning, the 11 o'clock tip-off between Creighton and UConn, and then we'll have the NFL playoffs, those 2 games on Saturday, 2 games Sunday, and of course the national championship on Monday before we get back to Pierre Governor basketball on Tuesday. Well, that's going to wrap things up for us here this evening. And Dylan, your final thoughts on the Governors' loss tonight?
Yeah, a tough loss for Pierre, but like I said before, there's a lot of positives to look ahead to the future. It's going to be all about shoring up that defense down the stretch, and life's not going to get easier for Pierre, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. They've got Douglas next Tuesday. They've got a whole week to think about what they can do, what they need to do to fix their basketball performance moving ahead. And if they play consistently and play better on defense in the future, I think they're going to be still a force in AA.
And that we want to say thanks to Emma Thielen back at the station. For Dylan Simmons, John Winkler here signing off the Governors. They fall 70-52 tonight as we say so long from Riggs High School.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by State Farm Insurance Becky Potsuba Agency, the Inn of Fort Pierre, Bank West, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Gales Gas, American Family Insurance Brittany Schaffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, First Dakota National Bank, Shane's Pharmacy, Missouri River Dentistry, Kruger Contracting, Edward Jones Financial, Lamb Motor,
KCCR Pierre, AM 1240 and 98.9 FM, a Riverfront broadcasting station.
General Division of Consumer Protection. Join us next time for Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports leader.